awkward characters that it's really hard to formulate a game plan against him, because he can set up walls with tree and keep you out with slingshot if you're a character like Luigi that, you know, really relies on getting in and getting that one starter or that two, like, fair which leads into grab or just a raw grab. And he's got like suspiciously good frame data, and Lloyd Rocket is active immediately, active on frame 1 even if it doesn't move immediately. So it's like he's awkward. He's like an awkward mix of a lot of different things, and he can play in a couple different ways. But at the same time, he's just not as overwhelming that playstyle as he could be.
Yeah, and Villager is very, very good at dealing with, like, sort of, like, quote-unquote, overwhelming playstyles, unless you are actually able to break that zone. If you're, like, a Fox who's able to really, like, you know, be a true rushdown character. If you're one like a Mario brother, like Luigi, where you have these insane combos and you're trying to get in, it's different, because I feel like Villager definitely wants you to mash on him. He wants you to just sort of hold in and just get impatient to try to get these punishes on him, lest you just eat another slingshot to the face and get, like, needled slowly but surely into oblivion, to just getting you more and more angry and irritated at him. And I feel like Luigi is sort of like Mario in that sense, to that extreme, but worse, because his airspeed is a lot worse than Mario's, but his punish game is just as strong as Mario's, if not bigger. So I feel like Mario personally in this matchup can have a hard time if he's just, you know, mashing and isn't thinking about what he's doing in terms of going in. If he's not playing defensively and, like, sort of playing that, you know, offensive lineman, split the defense play like he has to, playing around Villager and playing patient. But for Luigi, the Demi Mario brother, or Demi version of Mario, I should say, I feel like that doesn't matter as much, and Luigi can have harder of a time just because his mobility as a whole is just worse. And, like, his airspeed is one of the worst in the game. So I feel like if he's not able to beat Villager to the punch on the ground, how is he going to approach in the air? I think that's going to be a really hard time.
Yeah, it's rough, and you're looking like Luigi is absolutely is a character of extreme. Okay, sure, you can challenge Mario or Luigi up smash. Sure,
He
like,
believes in himself.
He tried, that's for sure.
Yes.
But, like, I really like how OJ Styles has approached this matchup. Like, he's not shown to be absolutely afraid. He's not just trying to run away every time. He's taking his punishes and his damage when it's allowed. He's looking for these grabs and these setups. But he's also not, like, he's not risking anything with how he's doing it. And he's absolutely making sure that he's pressuring Keanu when he goes off stage. Villager's recovery, great in terms of distances. That roll read was exactly what Keanu needed to turn the tide of this match. And, like, forget what I was saying about OJ Styles. Now he really has to try and be a little bit more reckless. Oh, man. Almost getting it.
You know, despite everything I've been saying, I mean, I feel like Keanu's doing a really wonderful job at actually playing around Villager here, rather than just, like, sort of facing a lot of these situations head on. He's never really giving OJ Styles that chance to really, like, set up, like, his zone, if you would, and then just start, like, slinging at him with a slingshot, forward air, back air, if you would. Rather, like, in every situation where Keanu can't really beat OJ Styles to the punch, he waits to see what OJ Styles is going to do, and then just waits to the exact perfect moment to punish him, if you would. Like, if he has to wait for him to whip out an aerial, he'll parry. If he has to, like, hold, like, hard shield beforehand, like, while he whips out another slingshot beforehand, he'll do that, and then he'll parry whatever, like, aerial that OJ Styles is going to be able to buffer afterwards. He's sort of waiting for OJ to commit to these punches, and then he knows that those are the situations where him, as a Luigi player, is going to be able to get a hard punish. And that is how you know that you're fighting a true Luigi player. When they're not just only fishing for grabs, as that down B is not going to take the stock.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Yeah, when they're not only fishing for grabs, but they're also creating these other situations where they know Luigi would normally struggle in to be able to get those grabs in the first place. This guy's not fishing for grabs. Like, he's fly fishing for grabs.
Yeah, oh
my
man.
God.
That's just
literally the perfect time for a misfire. He needed that.
The nail in the proverbial coffin, and the game ends on that note. That's a you know, plot armor, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But I completely agree. Like, it's part of playing Luigi is if I've watched plenty of Luigi in these past couple months, it's not just looking for the one option, and that can get you a certain degree of distance, and that can get you your wins. Like you can look at players that have gotten really far off of just looking for the grab and getting the 0 to death. You've seen plenty of them, but there's a reason that there's a differential between bad Luigis that know the 0 to death, and good Luigis. And good Luigis know that they don't just fish for grab, and they don't just mash pivot grab because it's a lagless, very good option, but that they know that if they can pressure defensive options and condition shield, because your aerials are all still very good. Like back air is still like I think it's -2, -3. Then those grabs become a whole lot easier to get. And you can find your ways to confirm into it, whether we had a fair or Zair or Fireball or all of these things. And that's what really makes Keanu look like he understands how to play Ultimate and not just understands how to play Luigi.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not about just, like, spamming the one broken option. It's about outplaying your opponent.
Broken.
Yeah, it's about outplaying your opponent first and then spamming the broken option. That's what it's about. You know, it's about, like, creating these situations where you can... It's about creating these situations where you can, like, you know, get these grabs, which are the insanely, you know, strong suit for a character like Luigi, rather than just sort of trying to force it, if you would. That's the difference between a good and a bad player, you know? I feel like bad players, you know, just try to do this one thing that they did before and just, like, see if it works, whereas a good player will, like, just, they know that that option exists, but they know that they have to do a little bit of work to be able to get to it first, and they focus on that rather than, just doing the one thing that they know how to do and that what their character does. Here we see Luigi trying to gimp him right here with these forward airs. Nothing doing as we go to Pokemon Stadium 2 for game number 2.
Yeah, both of them immediately recognizing, given how game 1 went. Oh, so that was a pretty clean conversion, a necessary one at that. Both players know that whoever takes this first stock will just have so much... Like, it'll be such an advantage for them because suddenly the pace will be swung totally in their favor. Neither character is especially good at approaching. Luigi comes forward with, like, he comes forward but then sits at mid-range. Same thing with Villager. They both, like, want to get to mid-range but then stay there. And as soon as the first stock is taken, though, then one of the players will have to start getting out of their comfort zone, and that immediate advantage seems to be going to Keanu.
I love the fact that Keanu went for the down throw there, even though his back was facing the ledge. Because a lot of people would figure, like, why wouldn't the Luigi just back throw there? And I think the reason he did that is because he recognized that Villager was only at 114%. And Villager is deceptively heavy, actually. I don't know if you all know this. He's, like, pretty mid-weight, to say the least.
Heavier than Fox.
Heavier than Fox, amen to that. But, yeah. The thing is, like, he went for the down throw right there, specifically as a DI mix-up, because he knew that back throw wasn't going to kill there, but at the same time, he knew that OJ Styles was expecting a back throw since Luigi's back was facing the ledge, and that he probably was going to throw him off stage, since that was, you know, the quote-unquote optimal throw, since he'd get him off the level for a ledge guard. But because he knew that he was going to DI that way, he created a really good DI trap with it, in which he down threw right there and caught him DIing in a situation where, if he was in the center of the stage, would have never DI'd in right there and would have stayed DIing out to make sure he doesn't get down throw down beat. But because of that, he created the down throw ledge trap, caught him off guard, and therefore was able to get the down throw down beat kill confirmed that we are so used to seeing with Luigi. Very, very, very smart play from Keanu.
Situational awareness is really the name of the game, especially in a platform, pretty much all competitive, not even fighting games, but in a platform fighter especially, the range of movement is just so wide that being able to understand, like, where all of your moves are going to do, and being able to plot out, like, just even if it's just one step ahead, you're able to plot out the situation of if they air dodge and if they don't.
Oh my god.
While these misfires are much harder to really plan around, though, 1 in 10,
he keeps getting them exactly when he needs them.
Plot armor.
Wow. Honest to God, like, that was literally, he didn't have a jump. He needed that misfire there to live. My word. This is a Luigi player, man. They just know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, they can feel it coming. Like they got a feeling in their bones that are like, oh, this one's a misfire. Okay, OJ was going for that. He's fishing for that kill.
Yeah, he keeps going off the level right there. Oh my god.
Just misspacing the punish. That final hit's huge.
That it is, my friend. And that's all. That really was the only hit he needed. Ooh, caught him off guard with that DI, I think. I don't know if that would have killed, but it didn't look like it. There was no lightning or nothing like that, so... Oh, but the punish? Oh, there you go. The reverse up air to ensure he can get that combo into the back air, get that clean 80 rather than just a little 60 instead. Beautiful stuff on the part of Keanu. Once again, getting that bread and butter Luigi.
Oh, I think that could have been an up B follow-up if he was ready for it, but he didn't seem committed to the falling there. Oh, back throw solid. Man, like, it's so interesting to consider that, like, OJ is about one grab away from death. Maybe 1 or 2 grabs away from death. But in the right spot, and it goes back to that like situational awareness, just like Keanu's throws or OJ Styles in his ledge play, you gotta, with the right position and a good throw off stage, Keanu is 1 throw away from death too.
Yeah.
What a tech!
Oh my god!
Oh,
wow. Oh, that was silly.
That stings.
Dude, and I gotta say, Keanu is clearly feeling himself throughout these sets, my friend. And I don't even think it's because he's going off stage to Gimp Villager, just because he thinks that, you know, this could work in this matchup or whatever, like, because Villager's exploitable off the level, which he realizes he is. I think he's also just feeling himself at this point. I honestly think he's playing very confidently after that first game and throughout the first half of that second game as well. He is just looking very poised to be able to take this set in a potential 3-0 fashion, unless OJ Styles has anything to say about that. But I don't know. I gotta say, Keanu, like, he's just playing so confidently. The way he was going off stage and just pressing these buttons off the level. Like, a Luigi main does not do that if they are not feeling themselves. They don't want to go off the level deliberately if they are not feeling themselves. They do not want to go where Luigi is potentially at his most exploitable unless they are feeling themselves. I mean, when you're, like, by the corner of the stage, like, you know, when you're underneath it by the wall, I mean, that's not really where Luigi's the most exploitable. It's usually when, like, he's going for, like, a green missile or something off the level, and then he just becomes literally a sitting duck for, you know, a couple frames. Well, actually, not a couple frames. Longer than a couple frames, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, a solid, like, I don't know, 10 frames.
Yeah, even more than that, I think, if I'm being honest. Just when he's in the lag of the side B, but right. I gotta say, with the way Keanu's playing right now, I don't know, man.
It's like he's circumventing everything. Like, he knows, like, what's good. And he knows, like, oh, this is Luigi's good stuff. I'm gonna do Luigi's good stuff. And I'm gonna sprinkle in, like, Luigi or Ultimate crazy stuff. Like, I'm gonna run off down air and pressure that hitbox source recovery. And then I'm gonna hop back on and still set up the trap with a landing Zair and Fireball. And I'm gonna be prepared to pressure, but still have that same classic trap. And just have to, it's up to him to recognize both situations. God.
Oh my god.
4. That's 4.
Yeah, and that time, if he didn't get that, he would have gotten hit by the tree. Because he would have had to go to ledge. Dude.
He's destined. It's you can't compete against the game. The game doesn't want you to win.
No, he's cheating. He's a cheater. He's a cheater, pumpkin eater, Ubel. That's the only thing that's happening. Okay, look, he's using the Waluigi skin. He's literally using the skin of a cheater.
Okay.
That's how you know.
Yeah,
there you go. Good Smash, that was good.
Took the crazy cursed golf club, and now he's cheating.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you know, Keanu has, like, Luigi has, like, vertebrae. It's not something that we can say the same for Waluigi.
True.
Maybe that's why he's not in Smash. I don't know.
Waluigi is slightly taller, though.
You see that up tilt? You see that up tilt beat the frickin' tornado?
It looked like it came. Oh, man, like it had to have.
For it, but like still.
Yeah. Because you can't quite beat frame 1 invincible unless you're just before the button even comes out to begin with.
Yeah, you can't exactly beat Luigi's tornado with a stick. It doesn't work.
That jab was interesting. Okay, never mind. It worked.
Yeah, I don't know what he would have even done if he wasn't able to get the finisher of that jab at the end of it. Would he just like instantly buffered down B, just to try to get that sapling to grow into a tree?
He could have looked for a short hop nair. That would be frame 6. because Nair's frame 3 and jump squat frame 3.
Oh boy.
You know, that's a different universe where Keanu probably got a grab. But instead, we're at a much more even game.
Yeah. I wonder what that alternate realities Nintunis looks like. What if it looks the same, or if it's like an alternate reality where like I'm Asian or something?
You have an eye patch. Congrats.
I have an eye patch. What happened to my eye? Well,
Nothing.
In the alternate reality.
It's aesthetic.
Am I a sailor or something? Did I lose it in battle?
Oh, that would be much more funny.
Kind of jealous of my other self, if I'm being completely honest. He sounds dope. I want to meet him.
Yes.
Anyway.
What if Nintunis was hardcore?
What if it was hardcore? Alright, speaking of hardcore, we got these two hardcore.
Damn Paper Mario game.
Oh, stop. It's in my Switch. I only played like half of it. Anyway, we're about halfway through. A little more than halfway through in this game, I should say. We're going down to what is potentially OJ Styles' final stock of the winner's bracket here if he does not play this carefully. I thought Keanu was going to go for the up B confirm right there. He got that up tilt. I thought he was going to go for it, but that's more on the scarier side of Luigi's confirms. It's not like, you know, his 0 to death. It's not like down throw, down B, you know, like, it's one of those things where you really need to make sure, like, your opponent is at the right percent to do it. Because if you whiff that, of course, like, you know, you're a sitting duck of sitting ducks. There you go, actually not getting the misfire.
Yeah, the misfires forsake him slightly, but you still have that, invincible down B to get out of danger. Still, percent's rather even as he looked for the jump, but Keanu gave him a roll instead. A risky gamble, but, you know, you cover every option but one, and Keanu picked the right one.